Hello, everybody. Here we are doing another master class. So I'm Debbie Starr, in case this is the first time you're stopping by and watching some of the training videos that I do. If you're watching me on YouTube, make sure that you join the group, Systems to Scale Your Business Facebook group. And we do all kinds of training to help you get your business systematized, scaled, so that you can sell your awesome service. So today, it's all about building your sales machine with funnel assets. Now, last week, if you saw the masterclass that I taught, it was all about what funnels were and how they help you build your business, basically to cast that net so that you can start attracting those people that have that pain or that issue that you can help them with. So that's what the funnels was all about. And then today, what we're talking about are building those pieces of your funnel with what we call funnel assets. So that's what I'm going to dig into here. And as always, if you're watching live, make sure that you jump in and give me some comments. Let me just take a look here at the comments. And because I'm using StreamYard, when you first watch, you just have to click that little button to give StreamYard permission to put your name. If not, I can see the name, or I can see the comment, but not necessarily the name. And also, just to let you know, there's a little bit of a lag time. I would say 20 to 30 seconds from what I see here on Streamline. And then when I glance over at Facebook, it just takes a little while. So if I'm looking back and forth, that's what I'm doing. So again, make sure that you give me a thumbs up or a little heart if you're here watching live, and put your comments in, and I will try to address them. So let me jump over to my PowerPoint presentation here. I thought by giving you a little picture, it will be a little better for you. All right, let me close some of these windows and let me see what happens here. So the funny thing is, I'm not sure if I do it that way, if you're going to be able to see. So let me just open this up. I'll just do it this way because I don't want to block the whole screen here. Let me just zoom out just a little bit so you can see it. Okay, so funnel assets. What does that even mean? When you think of an asset, you think of something of value. So, in your home, you might have certain assets that if you needed to sell it, so to speak, it would be worth money. And some assets are just to make your life better, right? So when you're building funnels are made up of what we call assets. So it's something of value. And when you're building your funnels, because I'm all about animation, or all about systems and automation, things like that, I want you to think about being able to recycle or reuse some of these assets. So in your funnel, these assets are just different pieces that work together. They're interconnected and they're reusable. So let me talk about what are the different asset types. And I'm going to show you examples when we get done here. But an asset type might be a landing page. So we've all gotten on a landing page. That's where there's a link, click here and get your freebie. So you click there and you end up on what they call a landing page. A landing page can be a sales page, but usually the intent or purpose is a little different. A sales page is another type of asset, but on the sales page, usually there's a lot more depth to it. There's a lot more details, why you need it, what's going to be the transformation, and all of that. Whereas a landing page is more like, hello, welcome to my world. A good landing page only gives you one call to action. So click here to grab my freebie, or click here to join, something like that. Again, a sales page is more about all of the benefits, the transformation, all of that kind of stuff. But both of those are assets for your funnel. And then the next piece is an opt-in form. So again, it's a way of collecting the information from that potential lead. Give me your email, and I will give you this, whatever it is, of value. So that's an opt-in form, and we've all experienced that also. A quick little tip as far as this asset type: the more streamlined, the easier you make it, then it makes it easier to convert that window shopper into a lead. Because the whole idea is you want to give them something of value, but at the same time, what's of value to you is that contact information, their email. So generally, if you just grab their name and their email, or even just their email, that's all you really need. And that's the purpose of that asset, that opt-in form. Another asset type is what we call a thank you page. So whether you're selling something and they've entered their credit card information, or they're just clicking to get that freebie, because we're in this now, give it to me now society, you need some kind of a thank you page. And so typically what happens in high converting funnels is a thank you page will pop up, basically just saying, thanks, we got the information, and then maybe a little bit of instruction. It's always a good idea if you can train your leads to start opening your emails. And so most of these funnels that are out there, people could just put the link right there. But by giving you the message saying, check your email, make sure that it doesn't go into the spam folder, what they're doing is a couple of things. They're actually training your email service provider, because when you get into your email and you dig through the folders and you find it and you click it, you've actually told your email provider that, hey, this isn't junk, this is something that I want. So then the next time an email comes from that from address, it's more likely to show up in the right place. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, jump down and let me know in the comments. So that's why this thank you page, you want to acknowledge that you got the information, but then also you give them maybe one next step. Check your email and you'll find the freebie. A confirmation page does something pretty similar, but it's more for, again, if somebody's purchased something, you want to give them the confirmation that, yes, we process the transaction, and then also further instructions. You'll be getting the welcome email to the membership site, so check your email. The next step that you need to do is join the Facebook group, and then the third step is XYZ. So a confirmation page, again, it can be just, yay, we got it, but it's confirming and it's kind of reiterating that whole process that you're going to be going through. So those are just a few of the asset types. More assets. So another funnel asset might be videos. So now, again, we're talking about the marketing funnel, the funnel that you're using to identify those leads, people that have that problem that you can solve. They raise their hand, and then you do something to direct them into your funnel. So you might have an asset that's kind of like a welcome video or an introduction to my world, so to speak. So if people have never met you before, you might have some kind of an intro video that just talks about your background, what kinds of services you offer. Not too salesy, but the whole purpose, remember, of the funnel is to build in that know, like, and trust factor. So you're moving people through this funnel. You're getting them acquainted with you. You want them to get to know you a little bit. So one of those assets could be this welcome video. And remember when I said the idea is you'll want to create these assets that you can use over and over again. So you might create a welcome video or get to know me video that you could use in all of your funnel marketing services. Another thing are images. So you probably are using some standard images, maybe your headshot, and you might have some favorite images. Again, you could recycle those. So you might have a folder full of, let's say, 20 different images that you use. Those become assets in your marketing funnel. And then other assets could be things like your freebies. So we're all creatives. I love getting on Canva and creating things, and I'm sure you do too. But we want to think about, excuse me, just like I said last week, as we're building our funnel, what problem do the potential, your ideal clients out there have? What's one of their problems? And can you create a freebie that addresses that problem, that gives them a solution? I've been guilty of this in the past also because we're creative. So we love just creating all of these ebooks and downloads and all that kind of stuff. But we really want to take the big picture look at, okay, what is it that we're offering? What is it that we're selling? And let's just create 2 or 3 freebies around that. Now they might address different pain points, but it's still all in the same focus of where you're trying to take them. You're not going to talk about one thing and have a freebie and then have a completely different freebie someplace else. So again, for these assets, these valuable things that you're building, creating 2 or 3 of these freebies. And so then if you, maybe you're asked to speak at a virtual summit, or you're doing a quick Facebook Live or something like that, you can have something in your back pocket, one of these assets that you can share. And of course, as you're building your funnels, these freebies become very valuable assets for you. And hopefully that is making sense. So again, give me a thumbs up or a heart, just let me know. So there's other assets when you're building your funnel, and I'm just calling them technical assets. So a good example of this would be tags. So whether you have one list or you might have 10 different lists, you want to create an asset called a tag. And a lead in your funnel might have several tags. So to give you an example, I do a free business assessment consultation call. It's a 30-minute free session. I just do a quick deep dive, super deep dive in a limited amount of time, just to look at what systems you have and what things would help you in your business. So anybody that comes through my funnel and they've clicked the button to sign up for one of those free assessment calls, my back-end system automatically assigns a tag to them. I forget what it's called. I don't know, automation audit or something. And then let's say they go a step further and they've downloaded a freebie, or they might have even signed up and purchased one of my deep dive 90-minute sessions. So each time they interact with me within my funnel, depending on what the activity is, I have some assets that I assign. And these tags, instead of creating separate lists for all of these different campaigns, these tags give me an indicator of where that person is in the funnel, and also maybe what their interests are. So going back to those freebies, if I have 2 freebies and they've downloaded both of them, and so then they're tagged by that, I can tell that either they love everything that I have to offer, which why wouldn't they, right? Or it's telling me something about their pain points, versus somebody else, maybe they downloaded one thing, but they didn't download something else. So again, these tags, it might seem like a minor thing, but as you're building your funnel, it becomes a very important asset because it helps you understand that potential lead or potential client so much more. Another asset, again, more on the techie side, are what I call sequences. So it's kind of like the programming, if this happens, then do that. Or once they come into my funnel, if they have the tag called freebie ABC, then do this, fire off this email. And in that email, I might have embedded another asset. Maybe it's a video explaining to them how to use that PDF. So do you see how I say that the different assets that you create are reusable? So now I've got this other asset that I'm building into, and I'm marrying it with a sequence. So then down the road, kind of to this third bullet here, down the road, it becomes an automation. So then I don't have to manually, somebody wanted my freebie, and then I have to remember to manually follow up by sending an email and, what did I send them last week or last month, anything like that. So all of these things are assets to your business, to building your funnel, but they're more on the technical side. So getting started, last week and this week, we're talking about building, basically you're building a marketing machine to find people that have a problem that you can solve. And it always goes back to mapping out the journey. It starts with mapping out what is it that you're offering, but then what journey do you want to take these leads through? What kinds of things are you going to be offering them? How are you going to be nurturing them and sending them through that whole funnel? And generally speaking, it usually starts with some kind of a freebie. Now, you might post these freebies or a link on your social media page or images, and people can click on it. But kind of the starting, just like I said last week, of that funnel is people have a problem. So how do you know you have a solution? You have to give them that little sample, that little taste, and they say, yes, I like this. And then I talk about selecting your style. So in your funnel building, because today we're talking about the assets, think about what is your style. Are you comfortable just talking? Are you comfortable getting on video? I know video is pretty scary for a lot of people. I'll tell you a little side secret. Just do it. People don't care. They don't care that you don't look perfect. What they care about is the message. So my quick advice is just do it. Don't worry too much about it. Some people, their strength is in words, in writing. Other people, they've got a great voice. It's easy for them to talk, but again, they're not comfortable being on the camera, in front of a camera. So as you're leading people through this funnel and you're building your assets, think about what is your style. So it's always good to have a variety of different types of assets, and depending on in your funnel, just like I said, you've got technical assets and other things, but also by identifying your style will help you. Sometimes maybe just lots of pictures. You can tell the word with, or tell the story with pictures. But you want to identify what works for you and start creating some of those things, start building that arsenal of the different assets that you can use in your funnel. Okay. So it's a lot of work. You could be pulling your hair out and all this techie stuff. And for a lot of the clients that I work with, they understand tech. It's, they don't live and breathe it. They want to learn, but they don't want to spend hours and weeks and months doing it. So what can you do to make it more efficient? I'm all about systems. I'm all about automation. I'm all about plug and play. Now, I will say one thing I've noticed is there's a lot of many offer templates out there. Buy this for $17 or get this for $29, and you'll have all your social content for the rest of the year. So those are some like plug and play things. Just a word of caution, though, you don't want to just purchase something like that and then verbatim, because guess what? Everybody else is doing it also. So whenever I say plug and play, what I'm talking about is using a foundation or a structure that's easy to use. It's got that framework, but then you put in your own content. You put in you instead of somebody else. And the difference with plug and play and a template is basically it's set to go. You still have to make some modifications, but it's not necessarily everything about you. Plug and play, a little more streamlined, but again, whatever you're using, you want to make sure that you create it so it reflects who you are, what your styles are, brand it, all that kind of stuff, so that it's you. So if you watched any of my other videos before, I talk about, I love templates and I use them all the time, and that's what I teach people to use, but you still have to customize it so it's you. And then, of course, systems, and Starr is my middle name, but I tell people systems should be my middle name, because as you're building your funnel and as you're building these assets for your funnel, you want to be able to create systems. And a system means deciding in advance how you're going to do something, or capturing those steps, and then you just rinse and repeat, and you just do it over and over. So when you have a system in place, then it just makes it so much easier the next time you have to do it. And then the last piece of these tools for efficiency, it's all about automation. So just like I talked about earlier, some of the assets that you would have, some technical assets, would be tagging. So you want to be able to do all of this. You want it to happen automatically in the background. You don't want to have to stop and think, okay, these people took my beta course, so let me go back and manually add a tag. And these people are just interested in the freebie. You want all of that to happen in the background, automatic, because if not, you'll be spending all your time doing that and not delivering your wonderful product or service. So my secret weapon, I have a few secret weapons. If you watched a lot of my videos, again, it's all about systems and automation. But if you're serious about building a business, whether you're a coach / consultant, or you're building a course that you want to offer to people, how can you put all of this technical stuff together? Well, my secret weapon, and again, if you know me, you know tech is my background. Lots of different tools out there, and I'm not saying other tools will not work for you, but my secret weapon that I love is Kartra. And so I just want to show you a few things about Kartra. So let me just move this out of the way. And let me put this back and hop over to Kartra. And let me just do this for a second so I can see what's going on here. Okay, so Kartra is what's known as an all-inclusive marketing package. So what do I mean by that? And I'm going to be doing another training video in the future, but basically whatever it is you need to build your business, everything's built in with Kartra. Now, before I show you a couple of things, I want to just mention here, in fact, I was just in a dialogue with somebody a couple days ago, and somebody was saying, I don't think you should have everything under one roof or one umbrella, because if something happens to that company, your whole business, marketing and all that is by the wayside. Well, that's not true. Because remember, we're talking about building your assets. So your assets of your business, your videos, your pictures, your text, the wording, all of that stuff, that belongs to you. So Kartra could crash tomorrow. Teachable could crash tomorrow. Kajabi, all of these sites, they could go down. the assets, you still have them. And so let's face it, no technology is perfect. But what I've learned and what I watch my clients struggle with is if you try to piecemeal, if you try to have, okay, I'm going to use this calendar system, I'm going to use this teaching platform, I'm going to use this website, I'm going to use this for my landing page builder. If you are not a tech guru, if tech is not what you're selling, you're just going to end up feeling so frustrated, and you're going to be spending so much time trying to figure out all of this stuff. Kartra puts everything under one umbrella. So remember I said that in many of the assets that you have, it might be a checkout page. It might be a page like a sales page, might be a thank you page, that opt-in page. All of that stuff is here within Kartra. All of those opt-in forms. And again, I always talk about make it simple, just a name and email. If you wanted to send out communication, whether you wanted to send out emails to everyone on your list or send out emails just to people that have a certain tag, all of that stuff, everything is included within Kartra. And you can sell your products, you can sell your coaching services, you can link to other places. But the beauty is just having everything under one umbrella. So again, let's just click on this here. So this is just a template, but it demonstrates, instead of you recreating everything, it gives you gives you the opt-in form, and it gives you basically placeholders. So then you go in and you modify it for yourself. So how easy is that? So here's an example of a sales page, basically for a coach. And so it's just talking about some of the benefits that you could offer and why they should work with you, things like that. So the beauty of having something all under one umbrella is you don't have to learn all of these multiple systems. And again, as a techie person, I've tried a lot of different things out there. And I know that your genius zone is not about figuring out all of this tech stuff, right? So let me just get this back over here. Your genius zone is about offering whatever your product and your service is. So let's just get back here to this slide. So getting started, how do you even get started navigating, building that funnel, putting all these pieces together? Well, I invite you once again, I do have a free automation assessment. And on that call, I just take a look at where you're at. Where are you at with either starting your business, building it, or you're at the point that you need to scale your business? Let's talk and let's kind of map out a quick little roadmap so that you know what to do next, or you know where to focus your tools or your time and your talent instead of learning all of these tools. And what if, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek, I'm actually developing an online course that will walk you through A to Z to build this marketing machine. It will be a group coaching and training. I'm envisioning that it's going to be about 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. But my goal is to help you build the funnel, build all these techie pieces, and to get you started on either offering your great service or to get you to that next level. Maybe you've been making some money, but you just need to start kind of bringing everything together. So I'm just doing a little shameless plug about what's coming down the pike with me, and that you can be looking forward to that when I get ready to launch that. So hopefully this has been useful for you, that you've gotten something from it. And again, it's all about building those assets, because those assets are so valuable in your business. Because if you're in business, you need clients. And how do you get clients? By attracting leads. And how do you attract those leads? You bring them into a funnel, and it usually starts with your freebie. So we've just reversed engineered where you need to be. So I hope this was helpful. If you're watching it on Facebook, if it's a replay, make sure you say replay and give me your comments or questions. If you're watching it on YouTube, I'd love to see your comments there also. And stay tuned for the next masterclass about building your marketing machine. And I will see you. Let me stop sharing my screen here. So I will see you next time. And again, thanks so much for stopping, and we'll talk soon.